Men's track and field competes in 2 events.
And the baseball and softball teams begin NJAC play.
It's time to play the game. All Access starts right now. Welcome to All Access, the show that is as exhilarating as 2 game-changing shots in a matter of 7 seconds. I'm Cody Decker.
And I'm Rachel Williamson. We'll discuss the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship later on our roundtable. But first, let's check in with the men's track and field team. Cody?
Thanks, Rach. On Friday, the men's track and field team competed in 2 events, including hosting the Oscar Moore Invitational Collegiate Track Conference Championships. The team took first place out of 5 teams with a total of 354.5 points. The 4x100 meter relay team of D.R. Hightower, Shai Mumford, Jonathan Ramirez, and Dave Benjamin took first place with a time of 41.79 seconds. Kevin Veltri took the pole position in the 5,000 meters with a time of 15 minutes, 37.49 seconds. Jeffrey Tucker also took a top spot in the long jump with a mark of 24 feet, 5 inches, and a second place finish in the high jump with a mark of 6 feet, 6 inches. Other first-place finishes include Jameel Jackson in the 400-meter dash with a time of 49.09 seconds and Pat McCurry in the 1,500-meter run with a time of 3 minutes, 59.12 seconds. In the field events, Harrison Escoffrey won the high jump, Blake Ballas won the hammer throw, Glenn Coles won the shot put, and Ryan Gebhardt won the javelin throw. In other track events, Mumford took the first in the 200-meter dash, and Anthony Salemo took first in the 400-meter hurdles.
3 men's track and field team members competed at the Danny Caron Invitational on Friday. All 3 competed in the 10,000-meter run, consisting of 26 runners. Carlos Coronado clocked in 10th place with a time of 32 minutes, 57.89 seconds. Falling behind was Alec Trapani in 12th place with a time of 33 minutes, 20.68 seconds. And William Cheedy finished in 14th place with a time of 33 minutes, 36.96 seconds. The team will split up again next week. Select members will compete at the Sam Howell Invitational on Friday, April 8th at Princeton University at 2 p.m. The remainder of the team will head to the College of New Jersey for the TCNJ Invitational on Saturday, April 9th at 11 a.m.
Busy weekend for the men's track and field team.
I know. I was expecting to see them place a little higher. I mean, they've been kicking butt, breaking records, even though it was great that they were there in general. But
yeah, absolutely.
I was looking to see those first, second, and thirds that I always say.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll see those with the women later.
Yep, absolutely. Time to go about 3 feet to my left, where Lenny Schnee informs you with the latest in pro sports in this week's Pro Talk.
Thanks, Cody. This week in pro sports, the defending World Series champion Royals opened up their season on a good note on Sunday. The champs defeated the Mets just as they did in November in the World Series. Edinson Volquez picked up the win in the 4-3 victory. He tossed 6 scoreless innings before the bullpen took over. In the 8th, the Mets would rally for 3 runs off Joaquim Soria. However, that rally was shut down and Wade Davis slammed the door shut in the 9th inning. The teams would have off Monday and then reconvene again on Tuesday. This game would go far differently as Noah Syndergaard was stellar for the Mets. Thor, as the Mets fans call him, threw 6 scoreless innings with 9 strikeouts. The final score was 2-0 in favor of the Mets. The 2 runs came on a Neil Walker home run in the 4th inning. The Mets played their first home game on Friday, April 8th versus the Phillies. Also in action on the diamond were the Nationals and NL MVP Bryce Harper. The Nationals pulled out a 4-3 victory over the Braves in extra innings. Harper continued his dominance, hitting a home run in the game. Playoff hero Daniel Murphy shined in his Nationals debut. Murphy had a home run in the 4th inning and a double in the extra frame. The Nationals hope to challenge the Mets this season for the NL East crown. Over to the basketball court where the Golden State Warriors are very close to breaking the single-season wins record of 72 that was set in 1995-96 season by the Chicago Bulls. The Warriors sit at 69-9 and have to win out their remaining 4 games in order to break the record. The slight problem is that they faced the 65-12 San Antonio Spurs twice, making the record now seem out of reach. In the NHL, Patrick Elias has made his long-awaited return to the ice for the Devils. His return will be spoiled as the now 37-35-8 Devils fell 3-1 to the Buffalo Sabres. Elias had nothing to show on the score sheet. He's in the final year of his contract and may be skating in a Devils uniform for the final time in the coming days. Also in the NHL, a slew of teams have qualified for the playoffs in recent days. In the Eastern Conference, the Capitals, who won the President's Trophy already, along with the Penguins, Rangers, Panthers, Lightning, and Islanders, have qualified. In the West, the Stars, Blues, Blackhawks, Ducks, Kings, Sharks, Predators, and Wild have all qualified for the playoffs. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin on Wednesday, April 13th. That's all I have for you on this week's Pro Talk. Later, Cody and Rachel will have updates on both the basketball and the women's track and field teams. But up next, I will be sitting down with Thomas DiNapoli and Cody Decker for this week's Crossfire debate. So stay tuned for more All Access.
Welcome back to All Access. Tom Snapley here with another Crossfire debate. Joining me at this time are the man to my right, you know him, you love him, Cody Decker. The man to my left, you know him, Lenny Schnee. We will be recapping WrestleMania 32 and all the fallout that comes with it. You guys ready to debate?
I said, are you ready?
No wrestling fun for
ready.
you? No DX
I got
fun?
nothing. He took it away from me. I was going to use that one. It's gold.
Okay, so let's start off like WrestleMania started off with the 7-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship that included Sin Cara, Sami Zayn, Zack Ryder, Stardust, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, and the champion, Kevin Owens. Zack Ryder climbed the ladder, won the match after pushing down The Miz. What a big WrestleMania moment this was for Zack Ryder. He lost the championship on Raw the next Monday, but how'd you feel about Ryder winning the Intercontinental Championship?
It seemed like a nice WrestleMania moment for Ryder, his first WrestleMania, and he touched on it in his interview after the match when he said he just wanted to hear his music, he wanted to have his moment and just enjoy the night, but he walks out as IC champ, and it's incredible because, again, Ryder being the rookie at WrestleMania in that match where you had some high flyers in there, but you also had some talent that's been steady for a little while. So I think it was a good moment for Ryder, and it was a good match overall. Plenty of high-flying action, plenty of nice moves as well by the more technical wrestlers.
So, Lenny, what do you think about Ryder winning? Good for the IC title, good for the company, bad?
Well,
what do you think?
Tom, as we discussed before off camera, I think that it was maybe not great. It might turn down the value of the Intercontinental Championship a little bit, being that he lost it the following day. He had his big moment at WrestleMania, and then it kind of just got shot down when he went and lost to The Miz on Monday. So I'm not really sure what they're trying to do with the Intercontinental Championship. If maybe Zack Ryder will win it back on SmackDown this week. I'm really not sure what the company is thinking, but they have creative writers, and I'm certainly not one of them. So.
All right, so sticking with the championships, the Divas Championship is now called the Women's Championship, and the belt is actually very nice, kind of almost looking like the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Charlotte came in as Divas Champ, walked out as Women's Champ. Everyone thought new title name, we're going to have a new champion. No new champion. Charlotte retains or wins, however you really want to put that. Lenny, what do you think this does for the women's division and the new women's championship?
Well, I definitely think that the women's championship just has far more value now. The Divas Championship, in my personal opinion, the term has become sort of derogatory, I think, over the years, Diva. I know that they use it to kind of correspond with the Total Divas television show, which I believe is on the USA Network. But I think that just having the women's championship brings more of the wrestling into it. Than just maybe the looks and the theatrics of it. And for me, I like Charlotte, but that is mostly because of Ric Flair. I love Ric Flair, and Cody, I know you do too.
The women's championship and the women's division is no longer about just the total divas that are glamorous, beautiful, hot for that matter, and I'm okay with saying that. And we actually have some technical wrestlers now. I was watching that match on Sunday, and I drew a comparison that WrestleMania 22, the World Championship match between Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio, that match was an exact replica. You saw the girls using moves on each other. You saw a lot of high flying at points. You also saw some great technical wrestling from each and every woman that was out there in that ring. And obviously, they're coming from NXT, started this Divas revolution, and now it's all about the women's division taking over, and these three girls are going to lead it.
It's to the point now where women's wrestling isn't even news anymore because of how good they actually are. Now, let's get into something maybe a little more controversial. Shane versus The Undertaker in that match that they had, the Hell in a Cell match. Now, Shane wins. He gets control of Monday Night Raw. Shane did not win. Good or bad for WWE? Cody?
Absolutely bad. The Authority, it's enough with the Authority. I'm sick and tired of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon being in charge of Monday Night Raw, being in charge of the entire company, it's been enough now. You know, all this, it's good, best for business thing. Shane hasn't been in the business for 4 years. He came back and made a statement, and all the fans were sitting there cheering his name, so excited he was going to come back. They thought he was going to walk out of Hell in the Cell, putting the Undertaker's record at 22-2. Unfortunately, that did not happen, so we'll have to see what happens here. But again, Shane McMahon should be in charge of Monday Night Raw.
Okay, so Shane McMahon was undefeated. Undertaker stopped his undefeated streak at WrestleMania. Now, Shane McMahon has not been in the WWE for 4 years. So, Lenny, is that good that he's not controlling the company?
I'm not really sure how it's going to work, or how it would have worked out with Shane at the helm. I think that it would have certainly been interesting to see how he could, or what he could have done with Raw as opposed to Triple H and Stephanie. But I also really kind of question the whole point of even bringing that whole Shane storyline into there. If they weren't going to have him win, then I'm not really sure what the whole point was of all the theatrics the past couple of weeks.
So another match was Y2J, Chris Jericho against the new man in WWE, AJ Styles. It's a feud that's been going on, and AJ Styles ended up winning the number one contenders match on Raw after WrestleMania, but Chris Jericho beat him at WrestleMania. So what does this mean for their feud now that Jericho won, but AJ Styles is number one contender? Is this good? Are you going to see it wash away? Where do you see this going? When?
Well, I've always liked AJ Styles. I used to watch him when he was on Impact. I know that he's had times in other federations. I just like the fact that he's a technical wrestler, and I think that he's going to bring so much to that feud with the fact that he's just a really good technical wrestler. I don't really think it has as much to do with the theatrics as some other matches normally do. But I think that the feud could definitely stay alive. They could definitely keep the flame lit.
Seems like Jericho got the short end of the stick here and, not winning that fatal four-way. And AJ Styles was in there, wrestled well, and he's a great technical wrestler. I think the company's looking to move on to a great superstar that can make a lot of headlines going forward.
Okay, so looks like we have one more match to discuss. I'll run over quickly. The Usos beat the Dudley Boys. Baron Corbin won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Total Divas beat Team Bad. Kalisto contained the U.S. Championship. League of Nations beat the New Day in a non-championship match. Ended up winning championship the next day on Raw. And Brock Lesnar beat Dean Ambrose. Now, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, I did not think Triple H was going to lose, I should say. I thought he was going to win. Roman Reigns got booed, and that was the closing part of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns holding up the title, won cleanly, and got booed. Is that good or bad for WWE? Cody?
I thought this company wants to make their fans happy. It seems like that's not the case here.
Certainly not.
I'm hoping Roman Reigns' reign is going to be very short-lived. I would like to see him lose at Extreme Rules. I would like to see him lose to AJ Styles. And as a matter of fact, you're bringing in this new superstar that made such an impact on Impact. And you're talking about Roman Reigns, who's not a fan favorite. AJ Styles is. A lot of fans chanted his name on Sunday, continue to chant his name around the nation. I'd like to see AJ Styles win the world title.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cody. I don't think that Roman Reigns should have won, but I want to talk about Triple H. I really think that Triple H, even though he's not a full-time wrestler, I think that he should have retained. I love Triple H. He's been a fan favorite for years. He went from being kind of heel earlier in his career, and then he was DX for a while, and obviously they took over the whole company for years. Him and Shawn Michaels, who also made an appearance at WrestleMania. I just think that it would have been nice for the company to keep Triple H at the helm because the fans like him. You're not going to hear boos when Triple H walks into the arena with the belt around his waist.
You don't really know what shape that Triple H is in, though, either. So, he may not be 100%. He may not be able to keep his strength, maybe. But it was a good reign by the game, and maybe he'll get there again someday, but we'll see.
Well, Roman Reigns' reign is definitely going to be shorter than The Rock's match, which was only 6 seconds. John Cena made an appearance along with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, and HBK. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this week's Crossfire Debate. Coming up after the break, Cody and Rachel will have more updates on Rowan Athletics. Don't go anywhere. More All Access.
Welcome back. While Tom takes his 7th inning stretch, let's see how the baseball team began conference play. Rachel?
Thanks, Cody. On Saturday, April 2nd, the Rowan baseball team traveled to Rutgers, Newark for a doubleheader. In Game 1, the Profs found themselves victorious, winning 3-2. Right-hander Johnny Dunn was the winning pitcher in the opener. He pitched 6 innings, allowing 8 hits and 2 earned runs. With this win, he improved his record to 2-2. Brad Machinsky pitched the 9th inning and earned his 3rd save. Rowan's 3 runs came in the 5th inning. First baseman Steven Todd led off with a double down the left field line. Catcher Greg Myers drove him in on a sacrifice bunt. Left fielder Kyle Gola had an RBI double, which drove in right fielder Brett Phillips. Designated hitter Sean Layden reached on an error, and Gola scored.
In Game 2 on the day, Rowan rode their momentum to another win. In the nightcap, Rowan won 4-1. Eric Shugars was the winning pitcher, pitching 6 2/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits and 1 earned run. His record improved to 3-0. Right-hander Corey Fagenbaum recorded the save. Rowan catcher Stephen Hewitt was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Third baseman Matt Jolly contributed with 2 hits, including a double, 1 RBI, and 1 run scored. Steven Todd chipped in with 1 hit, 1 RBI, and 1 run scored. Both teams scored 1 run in the 2nd inning. Then in the 3rd, Jolly knocked an RBI single to right field for a 2-1 advantage. The Profs led 4-1 after the 6th, and that would be it for the scoring. The Profs improved their record to 12-9 with the pair of wins. The next games will be hosting NJAC opponent Rutgers Camden on April 7th, then traveling to Rutgers Camden on the 8th. Excellent wins for the baseball team. They've been on fire lately.
It's incredible. Like, the women started off great. You know, they've been traveling down to Florida, all these places, and now the boys are finally catching up.
They absolutely are, and they're clicking at the right time with conference play starting, which is where
definitely.
It matters most.
All right. Well, let's send it over to Tom for this week's Roundtable.
Thank you, Rachel. Joining me at this time is sports producer of RTN, Antimo Forelli, and we will be highlighting Monday's thrilling national title game where the Villanova Wildcats defeated the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. Antimo, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here.
So, before we get into the game, I understand you have some Villanova ties. Pop went there, so explain to us your Villanova ties.
Well, before my family moved down to the shore in 2007, we used to live in Radnor, which is 3 to 5 minutes from Villanova. My dad went to Villanova, graduated. My aunt went to Villanova for 10 years. She went to night school and got her degree. So our family's gotta love Villanova.
Wildcats run through your veins, to say the least. Now, you've said this before, all you needed to watch was the last 7 seconds of that basketball game. So what was it about those 7 seconds that just captivated everything that's great about college basketball?
It came down to that last shot that Carolina scored. That shot was incredible. I mean,
Marcus Page,
his body
about 4 seconds left.
Exactly. His body was like twisted, and I don't know how that shot went in, but it did, and it tied the game. And the timeout called, and the last play that Villanova was able to run was well-designed play, and Ryan passed it off to his teammate, and his teammate scored the basket, and, well, Villanova wins.
So final score 77-74 in favor of the Wildcats. That's Chris Jenkins, who got the buzzer beater, went for the 3-point shot in a tie game. Now, obviously, you don't know if that was the drawn-up play, but do you like that strategy, how they went for the 3, maybe thinking they were going to try to go in and draw the foul to stay out and hit the 3-pointer?
Honestly, when I watched it, it looked like Ryan was about to take the ball all the way in.
Yeah.
But Jenkins inbounded the ball to him and was there behind him, and he called for it. And Ryan, not being selfish, being a good teammate, heard him and passed the ball off. He was wide open. And like he said, actually, in a post-interview when he was sitting next to Ryan and the coach was there and they were doing the press conference, he said, he gave me the ball and I just took the open shot. And, well, it went in and the rest was history.
So that moment ranks among some of the best moments in college basketball history. In 2010, Butler versus Duke, Gordon Hayward almost got that shot off the backboard. If you remember that, in 1992, the Christian Laettner shot, we all know when Grant Hill inbounded that, and it was able to go in for Laettner. Also, in 1983, when NC State chucked it up, it was going to miss. Someone came up, dunked it, they won the championship, beat Houston with that. So out of all these moments, where do you think this Villanova one ranks?
I think it's going to be up there. I mean, it was those last few seconds. I mean, I was pacing around in the RTN office watching it on the computer. Cody Decker, as you see him on All Access, he had it on, and he was biting his ass. He was rooting for Carolina.
Yeah,
so he was very happy when they scored. I was pacing the office, and when I saw that last shot when Villanova scored, it was like you couldn't have asked for it. No overtime.
So it's weird with Villanova. They shot 58.2% from the field. That's the highest for any national champion. When they won in 1985, they had to go through Jordan at UNC. They had to go through Akeem Olajuwon at Houston, and they had to go through, I believe it was Patrick Ewing at Georgetown as well. So they've had to go through big names in 85 when they won, and they probably don't have a first-round pick on this team. So what does this say about this team that they're able to shoot the highest of all time, 50% from beyond the arc, and win without a huge name?
Well, I think that it all comes down to the work you put in and the coach. They have a great coach. He coaches them up, and they melded together as a team. And they even said it. They owe a lot to coach, and they owe a lot because they came together as a team, and they're not selfish because a lot of star players, if they're first-round picks and stuff, they seem to think of themselves, well, if we had players like that on the team, you wouldn't have seen that last pass at the end of the game. He would have taken the ball all the way in. But because they are a team and they are team players, that passing is also what enables that shooting and that percentage. They pass the ball a lot more too.
Which is I'm going to go against you right now because it's weird. They got the fewest assists for a team that won. I saw they registered 6 according to what I saw on SB Nation. So, but what does that say about the efficiency of that team, that the confidence to take the shot and other the teammates knowing they want to take the shot and having someone shoot 71%, 62 beyond the arc, that's the MVP, Ryan Arenat. So, what do you got to say about that?
Well, back when I played basketball, I didn't shoot at all. But, I mean, when they even said it in the press conference, they said they owed a lot to their coaching, their work ethic and stuff like that. But you say that statistic, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense, so I don't know.
Thank you, Antimo. That is all the time we have for this Rowan Roundtable. Coming up after this timeout, the softball team has playing extremely well. Did they start conference play in the win column? Find out next.
Welcome back. With April now in full swing, let's find out how the softball team has been doing. Cody?
Thanks, Rich. The softball team and TCNJ split a doubleheader on Tuesday. The Profs won the first game by a score of 12-2. Beth Ann Highland was the winning pitcher, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits and striking out 7 batters. Designated player Ashley DeYoung and right fielder Morgan Smith both contributed 4 RBIs. Smith also was 2 for 4 at the plate with 2 runs. Shortstop Shyla Sneed went 2 for 4 as well, adding 3 runs. Third baseman Nicole Peyote had 1 RBI and 2 runs scored. The game ended early with 6 runs scored by the Profs in the 5th. In the second game, the Lions came back to win 7-5. Right-hander Sam Platt was the winning pitcher. Shortstop Steph Viono hit a solo home run. Lions left fielder Sam Platt led the team with 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 1 run scored. The Profs' Carly Anderson went 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI. TCNJ was on the scoreboard first with 4 runs in the top of the first. The Profs responded with 2 runs in the bottom half, but couldn't catch up. The softball team is now 19-6 overall.
The women's outdoor track and field team hosted the Oscar Moore Invitational Collegiate Track Conference Championships on Friday. The Profs won the CDC championship with a total of 320 points. Kiana Hawkins-Duraven was first in the shot put, throwing 38 feet, 1.25 inches. Shyla Williams took first in the 100 and 200 meter dashes. Amanda Brown won the 400 meter hurdles and took second in the 100 meter hurdles. Brianna Angelella added another win within the 800-meter run. Kim Johnson won the triple jump, reaching 36 feet. Aspen McMillan kept the winning streak alive, taking first in the 100-meter hurdles. Kalea Smith won the high jump with the height of 4 feet, 11.75 inches. The 4x100-meter relay team of McMillan, Williams, Ebony Jones, and Lexus Matos finished off first-place titles with a winning time of 47.21 seconds. Next, select members will enter the Sam Howell Invitational at Princeton University this Friday at 2 p.m.
I was counting on my hand. First place, first place, first place, first place.
It was incredible. Like, I expected this from them, but this is just too much.
I know, and I'm sure you told me before as you were writing the script, you just couldn't really fit any second place people.
I know there were so many people that followed up with second, third, all these awesome things that contributed to the win, but there was no place for them.
Hey, we like seeing first place finishes.
I know.
Way to bring home the gold once again, ladies. With another episode in the books, we thank you for spending another action-packed half hour with us. For Rachel Williamson, Lenny Schnee, Thomas DiNapoli, and the entire All Access team, I'm Cody Decker. See you next week, same time, same place.